This webinar is being recorded and you'll automatically get a link to the recording and the slides as well. I'm your host for today's webinar, Mike Lasecki. Today, our topic is Acquire the Knowledge Needed to Prepare Competitive Proposals to the NSF's ATE Program. Thanks for joining today. One brief announcement. As the webinar goes on, you'll hear from our expert presenters. If you have questions, please use the chat and select, if you choose, to send to all so that all of us can see and learn from each other's chatting information. So thank you for doing that. Let's go ahead and get started. Elaine, will you turn on your camera and advance to the next slide? There's Elaine. It's my pleasure now to welcome Elaine Kraft, the Principal Investigator of the MentorConnect program. Elaine, the webinar is yours.
Thanks, Mike. I want to recognize the MentorConnect project team whose photos are displayed. From the MentorConnect home base at Florence Darlington Technical College in Florence, South Carolina, we have co-principal investigator, or PI, Emery DeWitt, who also serves as project manager for MentorConnect. Co-PI Rick Roberts, who is the managing director of the Skate Center at the college, and communications and technology specialist Tanisha Ferguson. Co-principal investigator Ellen Haas is from the American Association of Community Colleges in Washington, D.C. Dennis Faber is also a co-PI and is retired from the Community College of Baltimore County in Maryland. Osa Brand, retired from the National Council for Geographic Education in Washington, D.C., is senior personnel and also contributes as a MentorConnect mentor. David Hatta is external evaluator for the project. Emery and Osa will be assisting me today with this program. Zoom technology is being provided by ATE Central, and Mike Lasecki and Luca Partners are providing production support. A big thank you to the team that has made this broadcast possible. In addition to these key contributors, each year we have a cadre of exceptional individuals who serve as MentorConnect mentors. A photograph of our 2019-2020 mentors will be shared later in this webinar. I want to acknowledge our funding support from the NSF ATE Program that makes MentorConnect possible. Please note, however, that we do not speak for the National Science Foundation. The information being shared with you has been provided by NSF program officers for use in this program, extracted from NSF publications, or is from our project data and personal experience. Today's program is in two parts. First, I will tell you a little about the National Science Foundation, and then Osa, Emery, and I will tell you about how MentorConnect can help you pursue NSF ATE funding and work in the ATE community. Now, Mike, let's conduct a poll to see who is in our audience today.
Elaine, we have a lot of responses to the polls coming in. Just a reminder of everyone, when you make your poll selection, just go ahead and hit submit. Let's give them 5 seconds more. They know who they are, Elaine. Let's count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's take a look at our poll responses. There they are, Elaine.
Oh, wow. Thank you for responding. It appears that we have a nice mix participating today, and we are delighted that all of you could be here. Well,
you're good to go ahead there, Elaine.
Yeah,
oh, it's having trouble advancing, huh?
There we go.
There we go.
It just took its time.
Sure.
Sorry about that. Dr. Celeste Carter is the lead program officer for the ATE program at the National Science Foundation. Unfortunately, she could not be with us today, but she sends her greetings to you along with her encouragement for you to pursue NSF ATE grant funding. Dr. Carter is one of us. in that she is a biologist who came to the National Science Foundation from a California community college, where, as an ATE grantee herself, she initiated an outstanding biotechnology program. The MentorConnect cohort mentoring we will describe today provides the highest level of assistance for preparing an ATE proposal. As we go through the webinar, keep in mind that if your college is not eligible for this particular opportunity, MentorConnect offers other forms of correctly prepared proposal to improve your chances of funding in a different ATE funding track. This diagram is an organizational chart for the National Science Foundation. The agency is organized much like a college with divisions for engineering, biosciences, mathematics, and other STEM disciplines. Most of NSF grant funding supports basic STEM research at universities. Within the Education and Human Resources Directorate, however, there is a division of undergraduate education, and within this division is the Advanced Technological Education, or ATE program. Although ATE is a relatively small program in this large organization, ATE is very special for a number of reasons. One reason is that it is the only program at NSF that focuses on technician education at two-year colleges. Another reason ATE is unique is that it is a long-running program at NSF. For any of you that logged on early, Mike mentioned that earlier this morning or afternoon, wherever you are. ATE was created by the Scientific and Advanced Technology Act of 1992, referred to as the SATA legislation. ATE is now in its 28th year with a budget of about $65 million a year. Congress is currently considering a reauthorization of the ATE program with an increased budget. To find ATE program funding information, you can type ATE or the solicitation publication number in the search box on the nsf.gov website. The current solicitation number is 18-571. The solicitation outlines available funding opportunities and associated requirements. In a nutshell, the focus of the ATE program is the education of highly qualified science and engineering technicians for advanced technology fields that drive the nation's economy. NSF proposals may be submitted by various types of organizations, but all proposals must include community college faculty in leadership roles. Collaborations with other levels of education may be supported, but the focus must be on pathways to and from technician education programs and not on college transfer programs. As a workforce development program, the ATE focuses on job-ready technicians who complete programs of study at community and technical colleges. Partnerships with business, industry, and economic development organizations are very important for ATE proposals and should be focused on hiring needs. This graph shows current funding options in the ATE program. Our focus today is on the small grants for institutions new to ATE track, highlighted in red. ATE also offers an ATE projects track with some special funding options within that track, 2 types of ATE centers, and a targeted research track. Center and research funding awards most often go to experienced PIs who have an impressive track record of success with previous ATE funding awards. The smallest number of awards are made in these categories. ATE Projects is the track where the largest number of proposals are received each year. ATE Projects can focus on a variety of improvements to technician education. A project may include one or more of the ideas shown on this slide, but are not limited to only these ideas. A couple of special opportunities within the projects track are highlighted in red. These are noted as being especially good choices for those moving up from a small new to ATE grant to a larger project grant. For those of you who are eligible, a small grant for institutions new to ATE is definitely the place to get started with NSF funding. These grants are funded up to $300,000 over 3 years. Some of the most innovative and impactful work I have seen in the ATE program came out of or started with one of these small grants. One advantage of pursuing a small new to ATE grant is that these proposals are in a separate track and are reviewed together. In other words, your proposal will only compete in a pool of proposals from others who are new to ATE. You will not be competing with the more experienced grantees who apply to other ATE funding tracks. Grant funding is not awarded to everyone who submits a proposal. It is a competition, and you will want to position yourself for the highest probability for success. This graph is for all NSF funding. First, note that the overall funding rate at NSF for the 10-year period 2008 to 2018 only exceeded 25% once, and that was in 2009. That means in most years, at least 3 out of 4 proposals are declined or not funded. You should also note that more experienced faculty, the purple line, are consistently funded at higher rates than less experienced faculty, the green line. Don't panic, there is good news. While they don't publish ATE funding rates, we know that ATE funding rates are typically higher than for NSF as a whole. And there's even better news that I will share, so stay tuned. You may wonder what influences the funding rate. This slide outlines the variables. Congress authorizes an annual budget for NSF and for the ATE program. The program has been relatively stable at about $65 million for the past few years. The annual budget determines the availability of grant funds to be awarded in any year. The number of good proposals received can influence funding rates. NSF uses a merit review process that is widely considered to be the gold standard among federal agencies for making grant awards. Only meritorious proposals are funded. More grants are awarded in certain tracks than in others. NSF only funds quality proposals. When we talk about a proposal being competitive, we mean that that proposal rises to a level of excellence that makes it a serious contender for funding. Quality matters. Program officers universally agree that prospective grantees should know about and follow current NSF guidelines as specified in the Proposal Award Policies and Procedures Guide. That's a bit of a mouthful, so we refer to it as the PAPPG. The PAPPG is published annually with updates. Of utmost importance is that you read the ATE program solicitation many times. I've heard Dr. Carter say that she wishes she could send a subliminal message to each of you as you sleep. Read the solicitation, read the solicitation. The solicitation provides instructions specific to each funding opportunity. The next and final proposal deadline for the current ATE solicitation is October 1st, 2020. It's just around the corner. A new solicitation will likely be published next summer. ATE solicitations usually cover a 3-year funding period, providing 3 annual proposal deadlines. Your project must be a good fit for the ATE program overall, and then choosing the right track within the ATE program can make your proposal more competitive. The ATE program has an expectation that projects will be faculty-driven. The concept and work plan should reflect a perspective and insights that only faculty can bring to the improvement of technician education. And last but not least, get help. The ATE program has user-friendly program officers. The ATE community is made up of caring, sharing principal investigators who will help you. And the ATE program provides you with MentorConnect to answer questions and provide guidance as you develop a proposal and implement projects. Now, Mike, let's do another poll. We're going to see how closely you were listening.
Elaine, they're reading the poll questions. Why should you pursue NSF ATE funding? Is it because of the focus on two-year colleges or that small new to ATE 300K opportunity? Or is it the fact that it's multiple funding available? Boy, almost everyone has replied. Elaine, let's give them a countdown and then we'll show the results. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's take a look at the poll results. There they are, Elaine.
Oh, good. It looks like you recognize some of the many benefits of ATE funding. Now, let's take a look at the role MentorConnect can play in your success. Okay, for some reason it does not like my poll slides.
I don't know why it does that.
I don't know either. There we go.
There you go. Good.
Only took 4 clicks to get it to move forward. MentorConnect helps community and technical colleges secure NSF ATE funding. The way we go about this also develops STEM faculty leaders at two-year colleges. So why ATE and MentorConnect? Data can help you see why ATE funding and MentorConnect provide a great opportunity. Let's take another look at the NSF funding rate graph that I showed you earlier. You will recall that overall funding rates at NSF are generally less than 25%, whether you are experienced or not. ATE funding rates are typically higher than the overall average for NSF. And within ATE, the highest funding rate is for those who apply for small grants for institutions new to ATE. ATE does not publish funding rates, but we know that MentorConnect participants have a 74% funding rate. This overall funding rate is the average for the first 7 annual cohorts of MentorConnect participants who submitted small grant proposals. MentorConnect is working to diversify the ATE program geographically and demographically. This map shows the progress we have made through our first 8 cohorts. Cohort 8 participants will be submitting proposals by the October 1st deadline this year. If you are in one of the states that is still gray, we would love to color in your state. We have had participants from Puerto Rico and American Samoa, as well as from Hawaii and 38 other states. Don't be left out. We are currently accepting applications for Cohort 9. MentorConnect has provided mentoring and technical assistance leading to the submission of 122 grant proposals, which means that 86% of MentorConnect cohort participants have submitted proposals in the year they participated. Also, to date, the cohort mentoring applicant acceptance rate is 71%, and that is for the first application. Some reapply and are accepted the next year. Okay, Mike, here we go again. Let's check and see if they're paying attention.
Okay, Elaine, now we want to know what they think. Your proposal is more likely to be funded if you read the solicitation, choose the right track, get help from MentorConnect, or choose all of above. This one's sort of an obvious one, isn't it, Elaine? But let's give people a moment to respond. Oh, we've got responses from almost everyone. That was a fast one. Elaine, I'm gonna count down, and we're gonna then look at the results here, and I think you'll be pleased. Ending the poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's take a look at the results. There they are, Elaine. 100%,
all right.
100%,
Wow,
all of the above.
Yeah, Mike, this group is really on a roll. I think they've got it. This is terrific.
I'm going to stop sharing, and then let's see how good you are at advancing the slides.
All right, come on.
She's talking to her computer.
There we go.
There you go. Thank you.
Only took 5 clicks that time. The help we provide through MentorConnect has been evolving since 2012. We now offer all of the support and services you see on this list. As you can see, most services and resources are available to all prospective grantees. While mentors and MentorConnect routinely use these resources to provide just-in-time help to prospective grantees, self-study and exploration is encouraged too. The most intensive mentoring and one-on-one help is provided through the 2 activities with asterisks. These services require an application and involve a selection process. The good news is that we are able to accept and serve most of those who apply. You remember a slide earlier where I said we accept about 71% of those who apply for a MentorConnect cohort the first time they apply. So your chances of getting into the cohort are pretty good. Cohort mentoring is provided over about a 9-month time frame. The key message here is that MentorConnect is here to see you through. From developing your first grant, to navigating the funding process, to setting up your first project for implementation. And we will even help you when you're ready to submit another ATE grant proposal. Now, let's take a look at what it means to participate in MentorConnect cohort as you prepare your first ATE proposal. I'm going to ask Osa to explain MentorConnect cohorts and activities.
Thank you, Elaine. I'm pretty convinced that by now Elaine has gotten a number of you interested in applying for ATE funding. No doubt she's also convinced you that participating in MentorConnect is the perfect pathway for developing a competitive proposal. I'd like to tell you a bit more about how MentorConnect works and how participation is structured, what the benefits and the expectations are, and what kind of financial support we provide. And I especially want to tell you about the mentoring process, which is at the heart of the MentorConnect project. Let's look first at how our cohorts are structured. New participants join the MentorConnect project every fall, and this year we'll be welcoming our 9th cohort. We really hope that some of you will be in that cohort. Each cohort usually consists of 22 college teams, and each team consists of up to 4 individuals. At least 2 of them are faculty members, and up to 2 others may be additional faculty, grant writers, or college administrators. The faculty members are the individuals who direct the project, the principal investigator or the PI, and 1 or more co-PIs. The team from Central Oregon Community College in the photo has 3 members, the PI, the co-PI, and a grant writer. On the right is their mentor, Ken Mays. I like seeing their smiles. It gives you a good sense of the camaraderie that develops as part of the mentoring process. That's something that we really treasure and support. Mentoring normally begins with a 3-day in-person winter workshop in late January or early February, when all new cohorts get together with their mentors and the MentorConnect staff to learn how to develop project ideas into solid ATE proposals. Well, as you can imagine, we're in the process of converting this workshop to an online format because of the COVID-19 implications. Each team is supported by our experienced mentors throughout the proposal development process, from the winter workshop until the proposals are submitted in October. We also offer technical assistance webinars that guide the teams through specific tasks, like developing the budget and filling out the required forms. Tutorials based on the webinars are available as PDF documents on the MentorConnect website. Each year, we also host a 1-day summer workshop in conjunction with the High Impact Technology Exchange Conference, or HITECH. We're counting on having this workshop in person in 2021. The last but not least of the benefits listed on the slide are help desk support from our staff and a web-based resource collection that supports both proposal development and project management. Emery will be giving you more information about both of these sources of support. If you join MentorConnect, you need to be able to allocate significant blocks of time for the workshops and webinars, and most important, for proposal development. We'll also be asking you to evaluate your mentoring experience. MentorConnect is an ATE-funded project, and we have to evaluate our activities just as you'll have to evaluate the ones you develop in your own projects. So participant feedback is an important part of our ongoing evaluation. Our main expectation, of course, is that you'll develop and submit a solid new to ATE proposal, and we'll do all we can to help you make that happen. Let's take a look at financial support. The project normally reimburses the travel and hotel costs for the winter workshop at up to $1,200 each for the PI and one co-PI. But next winter, none of us will be traveling to a workshop. We like to save money when we can, but this is money we'd much rather spend. We just don't have that option. The summer workshop also offers up to $1,200 reimbursement for travel and hotel costs for the PI and either a co-PI or a grant writer. We're eager to welcome grant writers, who by this time have such a critical role in the proposal development process. We encourage the teams, especially the PIs and the co-PIs, to participate in the high-tech conference. It's a great opportunity to learn about innovative STEM programs and to expand your contact networks. To that end, the teams can apply any of the reimbursement allowance that's not used for workshop expenses to hotel and meal charges during high-tech. Here's a photo of our current mentors. All of them have extensive experience writing ATE proposals and managing grants. ATE has supported their own work for many years, and they all say that mentoring the new generation of grantees is their way of giving something back to the community. All MentorConnect participants can count on solid support from their mentors at the workshops, by phone, email, and teleconference. They'll provide up to 36 hours of mentoring on the kinds of issues that are listed on the screen, from helping you refine your topic and your strategies for developing the proposal, to finding appropriate resources and understanding and addressing ATE requirements. We've learned how valuable grant writers and administrators can be in the proposal development process, and we encourage you to work closely with them. The teams are welcome to bring up to 2 such participants to the winter workshop. Our budget will cover travel and hotel costs for the PI and a co-PI. And as a general rule, we ask the colleges that want to include grant writers and administrators to pay for their expenses, as well as a registration fee for meals, materials, and administrative costs. Most colleges are eager to do so in order to broaden team participation at the workshop. We recognize that grant writers and administrators who attend the winter workshop have specific interests that need to be addressed, so we offer separate tracks that deal with their concerns. At other times, they participate along with their faculty in the regular sessions, including work sessions with the mentors. They also receive a full packet of proposal development resources at the workshop and ongoing access to the resources on the MentorConnect website. We know from their evaluations that they value the workshop experience. Grant writers especially appreciate the opportunity to learn firsthand about the ATE proposal requirements and to develop a working relationship with the mentors. All technical and community colleges that have not had an ATE grant in the past 7 years may apply to MentorConnect for assistance with developing a grant proposal. We can only accept 1 team per college, and the application requires that the college explain the nature of the proposed project and identify the PI and 1 or more co-PIs who will be responsible for developing the proposal and also managing the project. It's important to note that the proposed projects must focus on technician education that meets STEM workforce needs in the college service area. We welcome all applications, and we especially encourage applications from rural colleges and colleges with underrepresented STEM faculty who are prepared to take on PI and co-PI roles. Equal opportunities for underrepresented colleges and faculty are important both to the ATE program and to MentorConnect. Let's take a closer look at the winter workshop. The virtual winter workshop will be held on February 10th, 11th, and 12th, and will cover the topics listed on the slide. We'll explain what you need to know about developing a proposal and when to do what. You'll get tips for developing a successful proposal and for how best to use the work time with your mentor. We'll help you understand the NSF proposal review and funding processes. And we'll work with you on ways to use the development and management of a funded project to advance your leadership skills. As mentioned earlier, we'll have special sessions for grant writers and administrators. The workshop will be as interactive as possible, and we'll make sure it's an effective learning experience. We'll also make every effort to foster the kind of camaraderie that has always characterized the winter workshop, and which is inherent to the whole ATE community. I'd like to show you some photos from previous in-person winter workshops. It's not to point out what you'll be missing, but just to illustrate the nature of the community you'll be joining when you join MentorConnect. You can see from this photo that we do some serious work, but we also have a very good time. Year after year, the feedback from the participants makes it clear how much they value the interaction and the team building with like-minded people from community colleges all over the country. The first two photos were taken during the session when the participants reviewed actual ATE proposals, following much of the format used by NSF review panels and scoring the proposals according to NSF criteria. The other photos were taken during the last event that's scheduled for the winter workshops. It has each team presenting a 3-minute overview of their proposed project. There's often quite a bit of humor over how their original concept changed during the course of the workshop. The mentors are always eager to get to know their mentees and to learn about their projects, and the scheduled workshop sessions are both informative and enjoyable. Two different teams work together with a shared mentor, and the opportunity to exchange ideas and compare strategies makes for great camaraderie. Our 2021 winter workshop will be virtual, but we'll be working hard to make it as inclusive and congenial as we possibly can. And we look forward to having the help of those of you who'll be there in order to make that happen. The annual summer workshop is a short version of the winter workshop. It lasts 1 full day instead of 3, but it has much the same goals. By then, the participants will have solid drafts of their project descriptions, and both the all-group presentations and discussions and the work time with the mentors will focus on issues that are relevant at this stage. As mentioned earlier, the summer workshop is held in conjunction with the High Tech Conference, and as you can see in the announcement, the 2021 workshop will be on July 20th in Baltimore. MentorConnect funds the participation of 2 members from each team, either the PI and a co-PI, or the PI and the grant writer. By this time, the grant writers are really important in the proposal writing process, so we hope that many of them will be there. And now I'll turn you over to Emery, who'll give you some more information about what's required for participating in MentorConnect.
Thank you, Osa. As you can see, there's a lot of excitement and fun around MentorConnect, even around this virtual insanity state of mind. So what is required to apply for MentorConnect? We are faculty driven, so you need to have 2 STEM faculty who will be fully involved and help develop the project plan. We need to hear the faculty voice. Support from your administration is a must. They will need to sign an affidavit expressing that support. Everyone at the college needs to be on board. More on what is required. First and foremost, you must have an idea for enhancing technician education. I'm going to use one of Elaine's thoughts, hope she doesn't mind. Here's an excerpt from a book called What to Do with an Idea. This is my idea. No one knows it like I do, and it's okay if it's different and weird and maybe a little crazy. I decided to protect it, to care for it. I fed it good food, I worked with it, I played with it, but most of all, I gave it my attention. That idea will become the desire to make a difference, and it is important to know what local industry needs are. Here are some tips for success. Do apply for mentoring help. It's free. Use the MentorConnect helpful resources and apply for AT funding. The #1 thing not to do is submit a new to AT proposal and apply for MentorConnect in the same year. Here's how to apply. Simply go to www.mentor-connect.org and click on Get a Mentor. It will bring you to the instructions and the applications. The selection process begins with the deadline for applying to MentorConnect, the Cohort 9, which is October 9th. All colleges will be notified whether accepted or not, on Friday, November 6th. Even if your application is not accepted into the cohort, you will be able to have the opportunity for one-on-one consultation with a mentor to discuss your project and other resources available. Also, you will have free access to online resources and a possible referral. So continuing with the selection criteria, you're going to begin with the electronic application, which once again is available on www.mentor-connect.org. Make sure the application is complete. There are two parts: the application and a required affidavit from an administrator supporting the faculty team and the project. Important, make sure the administrator understands the commitment to submitting an NSF ATE proposal. It is expected. That you have looked on the NSF site to make sure your college is eligible, as discussed earlier on who is eligible. And your idea is clearly focusing on technician education. Some more on selection criteria would be the STEM faculty from an area supportive of the ATE emphasis on advanced technology education credit programs. Note, faculty are not required to have a doctorate degree. Full-time faculty preferred, but caution on adjuncts and continuing education faculty. It's important that the faculty time needed for this new experience is readily available. The geographic diversity. These efforts help the ATE program reach areas a bit underserved. And diversity of faculty, team members, and students. So your initial expectations are: read the acceptance letter or decline letter thoroughly. If you're accepted, register for the winter workshop, which has a pretty quick turnaround given the holiday breaks. Early contact with assigned mentor. You will know your mentor upon being accepted into the program. Expect both the mentor and the participants to connect prior to the workshop. If declined, sign up for one-on-one consultation. You will receive guidance to other pathways for success. Ask questions. If something's not clear, please ask the MentorConnect staff or your mentor. So now I'll return it back to Elaine.
Elaine, I just unmuted you. Did you see that message? Can you unmute?
There we go. Sorry about that.
Thank you.
Another aspect of the MentorConnect cohort experience is leadership development. As educators, we understand the value of learning by doing. The work associated with grant development and implementing an ATE project provides each faculty member and others on the team with opportunities to grow as they perform in a new role and engage with their college and partners in more ways and new ways. Participant networks expand too, as grantees become part of and contribute to the larger ATE community. Some of you will continue to advance beyond your first grant. You will pursue and receive subsequent ATE grant funding. A special subset of ATE grantees will become mentor fellows and then mentors. This completes the regenerative cycle that makes MentorConnect wheel go around. The mentors that work with you are experienced and successful in the ATE program. They have written multiple grants that were funded, and they are passionate about technician education and giving back to the ATE community that has supported them for many years. A Mentor Fellows internship opportunity is offered as an on-ramp. Hang on just a second. My forward button has stuck again. There we go. A Mentor Fellows internship opportunity is offered as an on-ramp to becoming a MentorConnect mentor. Some of you will benefit in the coming year because a Mentor Fellow will be shadowing your mentor and helping with the mentoring process throughout the year. If you are not eligible for a small grant for institutions new to ATE at this time, then you are also not eligible for Cohort 9. But don't despair. MentorConnect has other ways that we can help you engage with and be successful in the ATE program. MentorConnect offers additional mentoring opportunities that include assigning you a one-on-one mentor. One is Moving Up Mentoring. This is designed for those who have already completed or soon will complete their first small new to ATE grant. This mentoring will help you prepare a proposal for the more competitive ATE projects track. Another special mentoring service is Second Chance Mentoring. Since all proposals submitted can't be funded, there are those that are declined. It is certainly heartbreaking to receive a notification that a proposal you submitted is not going to be funded. However, persistence pays off. Data show that those who improve proposals and resubmit them often get funded. Sometimes it takes multiple tries. MentorConnect provides mentors for those who want to rework and resubmit a first or second declined proposal. Our newest mentoring service is being offered in collaboration with ATE Centers. The partnering ATE Center will provide a mentor with discipline expertise to assist you with developing a proposal idea and implementation plan. MentorConnect will provide a mentor who will help craft the overall proposal and align it with all NSF and ATE expectations. If you are part of an ATE Center network, you may be a candidate for this new co-mentoring service. In addition to MentorConnect mentoring services, there are many MentorConnect resources to answer your questions and support self-directed learning. In our library, you will discover everything from sample proposals to a glossary of terms that are specific to NSF and grant proposal preparation. And we have a help desk that's accessible by way of email or just a phone call. Okay, Mike, we are ready to see what questions our audience has for us.
And we do have some questions from the audience. And audience members, participants, as we're talking here, if questions occur to you, just go ahead and put them in the chat window. Elaine, how many proposals? Here's one question. Can I submit more than one proposal? I was going to say, how many proposals can I submit? But can I submit more than one?
Okay. This is a multi-pronged question, actually. So the first thing is, how many proposals can you submit to the NSF ATE program in a year? The answer to that is unlimited. There's no limit in the number of ATE proposals your college can submit in any given year.
Mm-hmm.
The second part is, how many proposals can you submit to MentorConnect to be in the next MentorConnect cohort? And the answer to that is just one. I would also like to add that if your college is a branch campus of a larger community college, and the branch campus has its own chief academic officer, then that branch is considered a separate entity from the main location of the college, and it is uniquely eligible for new to ATE funding, and NSF will look at it as a separate proposal. So that would make you eligible for MentorConnect, even if a main campus has already been in the ATE program. If your campus has not, then you could be eligible.
Okay, that's good. Let me turn this question to Osa. Osa, could you turn on your video? Here's the question. One of the participants asked, and it came up in this presentation, who is my administrator? Now, you mentioned, Osa, in your response that it could be administrators part of the project team, but I think this question was more like, who is going to submit from my college? Who is the, sometimes we call them the sponsored research officer. How do you know who that is at the college?
Well, it can be different people. It's the people that I have dealt with in mentoring have selected someone to fill that role. It's not like there's usually a person at the college who's normally does it, unless there are a number of funded proposals at the same time. But I think that's something you can discuss to begin with the business office to see if there's a person that normally will have that role. And if not, I would discuss it with the dean of your program to see who might reasonably fill that role. we've had situations where the grant writer has had a dual role and also had administrative responsibilities. And in that case, the grant writer actually has submitted the proposal. That's not
Sure.
commonplace, but it's
Sure.
something that you might want to check out.
So it's going to vary on your college situation, but certainly starting with your business office or at some administrative level is a good starting point there. Also, as long as I've got you, let me ask you this question. This one came in. They noticed that one of the strands was teacher preparation. Well, typically when we use the word teachers, we're referring to pre-college, that is high school or other levels. How much of this program is focused or could be focused on your high school or even younger constituents, or how much should be community college? What's your thinking there, Osa?
ATE supports pathway development. It's very important to structure programs so that you are sure that you have incoming students. And recruiting in high schools is often integral to a proposal. It doesn't have to be, but it's very often a component. You can structure programs for high schools that will facilitate that process to get students on the pathway to the community college. Normally, NSF doesn't really want you to go into the middle school area, even though we all recognize that it's important to get career development ideas across at that stage, but the focus is really primarily high schools.
Okay, good. Good. Thank you, Osa. Elaine, let me jump back to you with another question. And this has come in several instances here today. There's a little bit of confusion because we've got several things going on. We have people that are working on proposals right now for an October 1 deadline. The October 9 deadline is for this coming year's of MentorConnect cohort. But can people who are working now on an October 1 proposal get help in some way? And I think they can. You've talked about all the resources. Could you clarify a little bit more?
Yes, if you are currently working on a proposal and you're trying to get one in by the October 1st deadline, there are a number of MentorConnect resources that we have available to help you. Everything in the library, of course, is there. So if you need last minute help with your budget or budget justification, or you can't quite figure out your current pending support forms that have to be uploaded, we have guidance available in all those areas. And we have our help desk, and we are very busy right now, in fact,
Sure.
Answering questions from prospective grantees. We will either answer your question directly, or we will point you to a resource to help you. Our goal is to help you submit a proposal and to have it as correctly prepared and be as competitive as it can be. There are limits to what we can do at this late date, obviously. But for mechanical help, what we call technical support, that's really our best role for somebody who's getting ready to put in a proposal. It's all of those requirements around the project. If your project idea really hasn't come together yet, then that we wouldn't be able to do much to help you. That would just be too time consuming at this point.
Okay. It certainly is a time-consuming process. Now, speaking of time, here's an important question that came in. Elaine, let me address this to you since you're on the dock here. You talked about faculty participation and how important that is. Well, what sort of time participation are we looking at? You know, faculty members they're busy. They have a lot of things that they're doing. What's a reasonable amount of time that a faculty member could or should contribute to a project like this?
Oh, wow, that's a loaded question.
It is, and it's a good one.
Yeah, it's grant proposal preparation is very sponge-like. It will absorb as much of your time as you can give it.
Yes.
And so there's no hard and fast rule. The best advice I can give people is to not try to do it alone. You need to have a team, and your team members each need to have certain responsibilities and bring things to the proposal.
Sure.
Grant writers are very helpful. in helping you with that packaging, the uploading. Your institutional research people can be very helpful with data that you need. But getting people who have not been working with you to develop the proposal at your college, to read the proposal to see if it makes sense to somebody with fresh eyes who you may think you have been very clear, but to someone who hasn't been working on the proposal, there may be a lot of questions that haven't yet been answered. So it's always smart to get somebody else to look at that proposal.
Sure.
One of the things we do in MentorConnect is we start you early. One of the things I say regularly, and I'm sure those of you we work with will hear me say it again, is that we feel like developing a good grant proposal is not unlike having a baby. It takes about 9 months to get it right.
Mm-hmm.
So we do start early in the year, late January, early February, and we get you started working. And part of that is out of respect for the heavy teaching loads that faculty have. We know how busy you are. And so if you can, the old adage about how do you eat the elephant one bite at a time.
Yes.
So if we help you eat that elephant one bite at a time and you start soon enough in the year, then that time commitment of, a couple of hours a week is probably going to be sufficient, other than, in addition to doing the workshops. And meeting, you meet with your mentor, you do some work on the side, you get some people to help you, and it becomes doable. Where people get in trouble is where they procrastinate and don't do anything and then have to do too much in a very short period of time.
Sure. Now, part two of that question, as faculty are entered into the proposal, how much time should they commit once the thing is funded? Are we talking about a month, half a year? How much time does a faculty need to put in the proposal so that they'll do the work once it's funded? What's a reasonable number?
What we probably see most frequently for small new to ATE projects is perhaps one course release time each semester. Or if you are in a situation where release is not possible, they can pay you for one course overload that's now permissible to work on the project, but it would be about the equivalent of teaching one course per semester. And then perhaps some summertime, maybe a month of work in the summer, something like that.
Okay.
Faculty are not limited to 2 months on a project, as some people who read the PAPPG try to interpret. The ATE program really likes these faculty working on these projects year-round, and as long as the amount of work that you've outlined for the faculty is lines up with the amount of money being asked for, the amount of release time or whatever, then ATE is okay with that. They just don't like to see things out of sync, a whole lot of work in no time, or not much work and a lot of budget for that person.
Okay, cool. Let me ask Emery to come back on for a moment. Emery, turn on your camera. I've got a question for you.
Okay.
So your section on the idea, the quote that you read and generating an idea, that was very good. It really resonated with a lot of people. But here's the question that came in. Is there some way that a faculty member could know the idea they have, like maybe it's already been funded and they don't want to go out there and spend all this time writing a proposal, say, oh yeah, we already funded that. Is there any way of checking what has been funded to see if their idea is, let's call it non-duplicative? What do you think, Emery? If you don't know, if you're not sure, or if you want Elaine to jump in too, we can bring her in.
I'll start answering and then Elaine can jump in on
Good.
that. You can go to the NSF website and you can look and see what different projects have been have been funded. They do a lot of, this is where Elaine would probably be able to come in on the adaptation of different things that they have. So it is possible that you could have a kind of an idea that's similar to someone else's and still be funded.
Yes.
What are your thoughts, Elaine?
Elaine, how do you know if you're not duplicating somebody else's idea?
Well, that research in the ATE database is important, and they do now have an advanced search feature so that you can kind of drill down by topics and that sort of thing within the ATE program. And if you need some help trying to figure out how to do those searches, that's another thing that you can call the MentorConnect help desk about. In the ATE community, there has been a lot of work in most areas. And what we encourage people to do is to find a project that's done something similar to what you are interested in doing, and perhaps do an adapt and implement on that. You take and use the pieces of somebody else's model or materials that appeal to you or will work in your situation, and then you add your own or change them to meet your local conditions. I've heard people say, but I thought that you had to have something innovative to get funded. The way the ATE program looks at this is that any idea that is implemented in your location with your students in your industry for the first time is going to have its own aspect of innovation. It's not been done in your area, in your program with your students before. So it's got sort of an inherent innovative quality, even if you've picked up some ideas from somebody else. Most of this work is very time consuming. And so the degree to which you can leverage what somebody else has done just makes a lot of sense.
That's good, Elaine. Osa, I'm going to ask you to come back on, and we'll make this our last question because we're perfectly on time here. Osa, Elaine just mentioned industry. How do you fold industry into your proposal? Is it important? Do you put them as part of the management team, or you have letters from them? How do you include industry? What's the best approach?
Well, to start with, it's not only important, it's critical.
Mm-hmm.
You must show in your proposal that there is a need for your project in the local industry. You're meeting a workforce need that your graduates can fill. Now, you don't have to include partners on your team. In fact, I don't think that I've ever heard of that done, but you will need partners who advise your team. So an advisory board specifically for the project, or an advisory group, whatever you want to call it, is important. And then you have to explain how they will work with you. What will they advise you on? Will they help you develop curriculum? And will they see to it that the courses maybe that you are developing as new courses for your program are keyed to the kinds of technologies that are taught in those particular industries? So that's the kind of connection that you need. You also need to have letters from industry partners if they are contributing to your project with concrete investments of various kinds, not necessarily monetary investments, but investments in time, working with students, providing internships, job shadowing, and such. Those letters are very important to include as part of your proposal. And now the ATE calls them letters of commitment, to distinguish from letters of support. You don't want local industry people saying, this is a wonderful project, I know these folks, they'll do a great job. That will not fly. You need to have them spell out exactly what they're going to do for the project.
You know, also that reminds me, our colleague Elizabeth Tellos, who used to be the head of the program, said, we don't need love letters here. We want real letters of commitment. I always thought that was a good point. One brief follow-up question, Osa. This came from the audience. How important is local employment data in the proposal? And what if you're in a situation where that's changing rapidly, like a job's evolving and you don't have really solid local employment data, yet you can see that it's coming? How do you address something like that?
Well, it's very important to make it clear that there's a workforce need for your project. If you don't have data to support that, then talk to the people in the industries in your college service area, and you could do a survey. I know a number of projects have been based on surveys of what the industries need, what they project that they will need in the next 2 years, in the next 5 years. And that can be critically important, especially when technologies are changing. I work with a project that's developing a new robotics program.
Yes.
And the industries are changing very quickly in terms of their needs because of COVID-19. So there isn't official data on what they need, but they're all willing to provide letters and saying,
Sure.
we need people who can do this, that, and the other in robotics within the next 2 years.
Yeah, that makes sense. Also, community colleges are inherently local, right? They inherently serve local, so it's good to do that. Thank you for that response, Osa. Elaine, let's come back to you, and now we're at the close of our webinar. Take us through the last bunch of slides here, Elaine.
Okay, Mike. We hope that all of you who participated today will connect with MentorConnect. Our contact and social media information is on this slide. And this is our closing slide, which means this webinar has officially come to an end. We do have an evaluation survey that will launch as you close out of Zoom. Mike, any final words from you?
Yes, let's ask Osa and Emery to turn on their cameras again, and we're all going to wave to the audience and thank them for being part of our of our thing today. I'm waving as well. And I also want to thank you, Elaine, and our colleagues Osa and Emery for their presentation today. Let me just do one thing. Folks, as you exit today, you get a little message saying, would you like to take the survey? And just please click on the answer yes. That's the right answer there, answer yes. Elaine, let's leave the system up for a few minutes as people exit today in case there's any chatting going on. Osa,
okay,
Emery.
Mike, you've frozen up on us and we've lost some of your voice. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but
yes. Am I back now, Elaine?
Yes.
I did get a message that I had a brief interruption on my internet, so thank you. So I just wanted to say again that as you exit today, you will get a message saying, do you want to take this survey? The correct answer is yes to answer that. So Emery, Osa, Elaine, thank you very much. Go ahead and you can turn off your audio and video feeds. Elaine, let's leave the system open for a few minutes as people exit today. And thank you, attendees, for your kind comments for our presenters in the chat window. Please don't hesitate to thank our presenters. See you, everyone, on the next MentorConnect webinar. Goodbye for now.